Alrighty guys, so how's she going today? So, it's been a really warm day, and I guess I left my shop open. I forgot to shut it when I was in here way earlier today. We'll get some power going. And stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, well, so what's been kind of going on today? Well, I'll give you guys a little bit of a story here before I give you an update. The story is, this morning, another asshole trucker decided he'd be a jackass, and he drove. You can't even probably see it. I don't know. You're not gonna see it anyway. It's too dark, I guess. But he came down this road right here that they're not supposed to be coming on. So I called the sheriff and told him that I'm sick of it. So he told me that they couldn't really do anything unless they seen, you know, some actual damage done to my property. Well, it happened early in the morning, so I didn't see it, but my mom seen the trucker go down there, and I went and checked to see what kind of damage there was, and there is some damage, which, you know, he said that they couldn't do anything if it was, you know, if there was lots of damage done to it. And I showed him too, because he did come down. He said that he was going to be here around 2ish. Well, he didn't show up till almost 5:30, and it's like 6 something now. So, which, you know, whatever. He did show up. So, but I told him that there is damage there, and if you don't think that's excessive damage, well, then I don't know what the hell you consider excessive damage. I mean, he didn't tear up the sod, or, you know, he just kind of mushed the ground in, which is damage. It's still damage, because now I'm the one that has to go turn around and fix it. And I told the cop too. It's like, this is the second time now they've smashed my ground in. My ground was just starting to heal, you know, from last year's fucking wreck. And it was just, I think one more year and it probably would have been healed. You know, you never would even be able to tell what happened there. Now, I had to run it over again. Son of a bitch. So, the sheriff said, he told me what I could do. He says there's some things you can do. You have to go through the town, I guess, or whatever. And whatever. He says to get some extra signs put on there, which I know ain't gonna do any fucking good anyway. He says that they really can't do anything unless there's some kind of a sign put up. You know, some kind of a fine that if they run over the property, or if they even go down this road in general, he says that they're going to get fined, you know, for doing it. And he says that's really about all they could do. And then he said that there's another thing that I can do is, he says, to put some fence posts right there where they start making that turn in, like, you know, on my property, you know, like where they start turning in onto my yard, and he says put a sign there. So that's, I think I'm going to go to the hardware. Hopefully at the end of this month it'll still be decent out, but I'm going to try to go maybe later on this month. I may even have to order it online, I don't know. Hopefully the hardware will have them. I'm going to order me, or I'm going to get me a steel post that you can hang a sign on. And I'm going to drive that fucker right there on the edge. He says that that he didn't know if there was like a curve stop there or whatever. I guess apparently that would also indicate that's your end of your property. He says, well, since there's nothing here, he says that you can only go walk by the grass, and well, the grass ends at the road. So there's nothing in between. You know, not like there's not like a bump stop or anything like that to say, you know, this is end of property and end of road. There's no line, okay? So he says just to go off your grass, and which is, you know, right there on the road pretty much. He says just go right there, as close as you can to the road, but yet not on the road, obviously. Keep it off the road, because other people need to go on it. And he says just to drive in a big sign, big post, and put the sign over there. So he says there's a couple of, I think there's a couple of other things we can do too. Like I said, that, you know, we could, so I think the town would have to get involved or something. I don't know exactly. I think it's just to make it more kind of, it makes it more serious maybe. So if someone did go on it, you know, something can actually be done about it. He says that if I was just to put a sign there, you know, of my own, he says that they really can't get involved unless, you know, it got really serious or something. But he says if it's just, you know, like what they did today, he says the only way something could get done about it is that I would have to sue the trucker. And the truckers are held responsible for any damages that they do to other people's property. It's not the owner of the company. It's not whoever. It would be the trucker that did it. So that's what's going to happen. I'm going to hopefully maybe see if the hardware guy has some fence posts. If not, I may just have to order them online. But I'm going to maybe get at least, I'm going to get maybe at least one 8-footer or 10-footer, I think. I don't know. I think you can get them in custom sizes too. Gonna at least get maybe one of those, put the sign on there, and then maybe get a couple of 6-footers or whatever, and drive them in after. So there's like kind of like a fence there, you know. And he says also just to put, he says just to paint them orange or put reflective tape on them or something, you know, to get them to light up and be noticeable. He says that's probably your best chances of stopping them. Okay, well, I guess I'll have to do it. It's going to just be more things to trim around, but if I can get them as close to the road as possible without actually being on the road, it may eliminate some trimming. So I might even be able to separate them enough to maybe where I can get the John Deere in between them, and at least that'll eliminate a lot of trimming then too. So the deck is 62 inches wide, so go 65 inches apart. You know, it should be enough. So enough to get the John Deere in between them, so at least there's less trimming to do. He says just do that. And he says another thing too, that we need to start going to the town meetings, which apparently we do have. I think they have them at the school from what I've seen. From what I could tell anyway, there's always lots of cars that go there. And I know 2 people, I think, that have something to do with the town bullshit. There's the mayor, and there's some other people too that get involved with these kind of things. Each person has their own little job that they do in town. Like the mayor, you know, handles the problems, and then there's another person I think that deals with it. I don't really know. I don't know nothing about these town shit. So I've always noticed the guy in the trees going to the school, and I've always noticed the same cars over and over and over again. So I'm guessing that's where they have the meetings. They were supposed to have the meetings at one time. It was supposed to be in that little building way over there by the recycle thingy. I don't think they're doing it there anymore. I think they actually turned that into a storage building now for their mowers for mowing the cemetery. But I think now they moved it over to the school because it's basically these people anyway that go to it, and then the mayor and whoever's on the frickin' town thingy. But he says that we need to start going, like me and my mom and whoever else, to go and to start complaining about it. Be like, this is ridiculous. Trucks are always showing up, even after hours. A couple nights or maybe about a week ago, there was a trucker that showed up at 9:30 at night. They're not supposed to be here. They're not supposed to be here on. They're supposed to quit coming in after a certain time. Because at 10 o'clock here, there is a noise, thing here. So you can't make noise after 10 o'clock. That goes the same with trucks. They can't be sitting here in town idling, unloading cars, chains banging and ramps banging around, and them sitting there idling and then they have their big bright lights on, You can't have that after 10 o'clock. So, and there's one trucker that showed up at 9:30, and he was fully loaded. And I had to call the owner of the company and be like, no, he can't be here because, he's going to be here until like midnight because it takes them so long to unload. So then that guy went out there and told the trucker to come back in the morning. And then about 5 minutes later he took off, so I figured he was probably doing some paperwork or something. So it'd be probably one less thing to do in the morning. But come in on the morning, come in at 8 a.m. or whatever the hell it is, Not freaking 9:30 at night when people are winding down. I mean, my mom was even going to bed early. And because for one, she wasn't feeling all the greatest, and two, she had to get up early in the morning because we were taking cats to the vet to get them fixed. And if you got to get up at 6 a.m., so she has to get up early because she's got to kind of get ready and stuff. And by 7 o'clock, she's pretty much all ready to go. But, it's the point that she went to bed early because she wasn't feeling the best, and she wanted sleep. So she went to bed at like freaking 9. I think that's the earliest I've ever seen my mom go to sleep, unless she was sick, like really sick. Like I said, she was kind of already heading down that road of getting sick, but then she kind of beat it, I guess. So then she wasn't sick the next day really, but she was crabby. Lack of sleep. So, but it was just so stupid. People do not want to hear trucks, at night. So, but yeah, so that's basically the only thing I think I can do to really eliminate the problem permanently. It's just to put posts in the ground right there in the corner, and move their sign over. And I think the sheriff said too that it's stupid that they're, that they're not listening to the signs. I mean, there's a sign there that says no trucks, but see, the thing is, that's not really a threatening a threatening note, Not like if you were to put a sign on that says, drive down this road, you'll get fined. That's more of a threat, And truckers don't want to be fined. So, because, it's just more money that they lose. So, but you're supposed to be doing what the road rules tell you, You don't, you don't speed, you don't drive reckless, you don't go over your weight limits, and that kind of stuff. You should listen to street signs too. So, but they said too that since these truckers come from all over the country, that they have a hard time, really keeping them under control. That's the problem, is that they have random truckers coming in. They don't have the same ones all the time. They're always different ones. And the last time my friend was here, he said that there was one that was here, and he was going all the way to Texas with that load. So, I mean, they're coming a long ways to come get a load, and then they're going all the way back, or they could be coming from California, coming all the way up here, getting a load, and then going wherever. They could be going from New York. So basically, they're driving across the damn country just for a load. Which, I mean, I guess they get paid decent for it, but from what I heard, it's not the greatest anymore. So, but we have to even have a job, So, but yeah, so that's the only thing that's gonna probably fix this problem. He says just put some posts in the ground and put some reflective markers or paint them orange or something, something to get them noticed, and move that sign over, or even put something else there. He says he even get the town involved, and they can put a sign on there, kicking it up a notch and for threatening wise. So that's about the only thing we can do. So that's what I'm gonna try to do at the end of the month. I don't know. I do have some money saved up, in my wallet. That was supposed to be going towards the John Deere, but I gotta do something about these truckers because this is bullshit. And And from what I was told too, even just about a week ago, there was a white Dodge pickup truck, a dually. He was hauling some cars too. And I called the lady on that, or the owner of the company. I think it was a lady and her husband. I think they own the company. She works on the computers, and he, I guess, jerks off to porn or something. I don't fucking know, because he ain't really ever here, from what I can tell. So, she said that even pickup trucks that are hauling cars, they're not supposed to be using this road here either, because they're overloaded, they're heavy, and they can still do damage to someone's yard, especially if it's wet and soggy like it has been. Like, I mean, it's been raining here quite a bit, and and my ground's wet, so I can't be having heavy equipment driving over it. So I can't have that. So hopefully at the end of the month it'll be decent out enough to where I can get 1 or 2 posts put in the ground, and I might even have to get a gaming camera, a cheap one anyway, and put it somewhere there to where if they crash into my posts, they can't sue me, because they're there for a reason. And he was told to stay off that road. So that's about the only thing I guess we can do, because these people over here don't seem to give a shit too much. So I mean, they tried, a lot of things. Well, they only tried a couple of things, and the first attempt was a complete failure. Well, driveway markers are not going to stop an 18-wheeler. That sign they put up has helped, but you every now and then you'll get a jackass, and that's what this guy is. He's a complete jackass, and he don't give a shit about no one's yards. So they're doing what the dispatchers tell them and what their GPS tells them. Maybe have some respect for people's yards and realize that there's a yard right there, and you're a wide load, you're a long load too, meaning you got to make a wide turn. Did you ever think that maybe since you got to make that wide turn, you're not going to fit down this fucking road? I'm not going to put concrete there just so you can turn around, and drive there without damaging anything. Screw you. You can go fuck yourself. You can go screw a nut. So that's what I'm going to have to do. I'll just have to put something there. I guess I wish I really had some kind of a vehicle or something. I probably could put the eye on there. But the thing is that it's not reflective enough. People would crash into it, That's the thing. Yeah, the headlights and the taillights and everything would reflect, but that's still not it's still not a very good thing to do. For one, it would look stupid, to be honest with you. But it may work too. But I don't want to leave the car there, because the car is not running. It's not running very well, so I don't want to move it anymore this year. I may start it up one more time, but that's just to get the fuel stabilizer going through the motor, through the gas too, so the gas doesn't get any shittier than it already is. So, yeah. So that's what's going on. So at least the sheriff did show up, because usually I can't get them here to ever show up, They never really want to show up, either because they're too damn busy or they just don't give a shit. Well, they must not have been too busy today, and then they were able to make the trip, but they were just couple hours, more than a couple hours late. They said around 2-ish, but they didn't show up till about 5:30, which I guess is better than nothing. It's kind of just a point that was kind of waiting around, I was kind of waiting around, so I said, well, if they don't come by 3, I'm leaving, and I got things to do. So, what are you going to do? So that's what's going to happen. I'm going to have to put some posts, I guess, in the ground, get at least 1 10-footer, because you're going to probably lose about a foot anyway driving it in that far, because it's got to be in at least. It really should go in. What the hell is that? There's a moth. That scared the shit out of me. I thought that was some kind of an alien. Fucking hell. I don't like bugs at all. I don't care what the hell they are. I don't like them. I guess he likes the heat and the lights. The thing is that I'm going to have to See, the thing is, you get frost around here, and I think the frost goes at least a couple feet in the ground. So if you want to drive it in about a foot, it's probably a good possibility I might pop back out. But I want to try it at maybe a foot, foot and a half, maybe even more if I think it's too high. I mean, 10 feet or 8 feet, whatever the hell it is. It's still going to be decently up there. And hell, you could always add another one too if you had to. So, but then it would be a little bit too tall. I think you could cut it in half too. There's always things. There's always ways of doing stuff. You just got to figure it out. Get out of here, you bug! You're not eating me tonight, stupid bug. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to do that, I guess, and stop them back from driving on my yard. You know, and they have one, like I said, they got one over here on my side. They got one in this neighbor's yard, which is leaning over. And now they put another one going for that road down there. So, I guess they don't want truckers going down there then. Which I don't know why they can't, because, you know, I guess maybe it gives them the urge to want to use this road too, because they would have to make a turn there, because they couldn't go straight then. So maybe you know, they don't get the urge to use that road in as much. I don't know. So that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to, lots of vehicles sitting here too, by the way. It's all the way to the freaking house already. Stupid. Even the cops thought that was freaking stupid. Whatever. What are you going to do, right? So that's what we're going to do. Going to have to put steel posts there, I guess. That's the only thing that would probably stop them. And then I'm going to put a gaming camera up there too. Probably next month, get a cheap one or something, and then if they damage it, well then I get it on video that they freaking damaged it. Because I can use a gaming camera year round in my yard because I can get to it real easy. You know, if I put one, well, let's say if I put one on that light pole out there in front, well, it's going to get buried by the road plow, but you can still walk through it. You know, if I got to knock it open with Big Red, I can always do that too. You know, whereas if I was to put some down in the field, I'd never get to them because they'd be like 10-foot tall snowdrifts everywhere, so you never really could get down there. So I'm using that as an example. It'd be easier in the yard for this than it would be for down there, because I got problems down there too. So whatever. So that's what's going to happen. We're going to have to get some posts, I guess, and eliminate that problem. So, yeah, so that's that story, and then the update is on the CB that the 102-inch whip's not going to work, from what I can tell. I know a lot of people were saying that it wasn't going to work anyway. The thing is that I did put those ground planes on. You guys seen that video already. I'm sure I'll get some stupid comments about that, which I probably should just disable that comments because I don't want to hear it anyway. But a lot of people were saying that it wasn't going to work. Well, there's something that I'm missing because I can't get mine to work no more than frickin' maybe 500 feet from my frickin' house. So it does work. The thing is, I went to the farm, and now I know the radio on Big Red can push out, you know, quite a few miles, but I guess apparently the house CB wasn't picking it up. So then when I got to the stop sign, which is right next to my house on this road, that's when, because I had Mother on the house CB, and that's when she started hearing me. But I couldn't really hear her. I couldn't hear her at all. I don't know. I mean, I had my volume cranked all the way up, so I don't know why. But it was telling me that there was talking going on because the bar went up, saying that, you know, hey, there's someone talking on your channel. So the 102-inch whip's not going to work. I did put some ground planes on the pipe, which I think may have kind of helped a tiny bit, but I don't think it helped a lot. But the thing is that they're only 3 feet long. I didn't put on the other ones because when it got to be 6 feet long, they just drooped too much and they were going to snap, I think. I guess they were too small. I should have gotten thicker ones, the ones that, you know, that were like 1/2 inch, you know. So then they couldn't bend, but Yeah, you kind of have to, you gotta learn, you gotta just play with shit to figure it out. So, I'm looking at a base station antenna, and this is only a 3-footer. I'm going to put the link below to that, and you guys can tell me what you think of it. I think it's going to be more than enough. I don't see why it can't work. With it being as high as it would be, we think it would get the, a good enough range. And it's only about 30 bucks. So, I'm going to put the link to that below. It's actually a CB/ham radio antenna. So it's got both the best worlds, but I don't have a ham radio. I only got a CB radio, so I'm going to put the link to that. You guys tell me what you think. I think that's about the only other thing I can do, because I'm just not. It's funny because I'm picking up weather channels, and yeah, but I'm not picking up any CB traffic. I think as long as it's within 500 feet of my house, it'd probably work fine. My mom says that when I was within range, she said that I was coming in crystal clear. Except that when she was trying to transmit back to me, I wasn't getting anything. So it's telling me that when she talks, the radio's not pushing out. And my radio, I think, only pushes about, when transmitting, from what my uncle says, it's only about a 1.5 amps. So really, the power supply that I have now should actually be okay for it. But I still ordered that 10 amp, which I'm going to try that. I was hoping that would have shown up today, but fuck no, of course not. It's only about fucking 3 hours south. I think I could have made it here today, but whatever. So, I'm going to put the bigger power supply on, which I know isn't going to help it any, because what you guys don't understand is that there's only a 2 amp wire with a 2 amp fucking fuse in it. That's all it's going to pull. It's not going to pull any more than that. It's not going to pull 13 amps or whatever the hell it is. If it was going to do that, it would have blew that fuse out right then and there. So it's never going to pull any more than 2 amps. That's power and transmitting all put together. It's just simply not going to pull any more than that. Because that's what came with the radio. It's a 2 amp fused wire. It's not going to get any bigger than that. So I don't think a 10 amp is really going to make a difference. Because really my 2 amp one that I have now should be more than enough. And my uncle said that they're always going to get warm anyway, regardless if they're working hard or just idling, they're going to get warm. Which what mine does, but it comes and goes, so. But like I said, it's probably pulling a little bit of power too to keep the memory going in it. But yeah, I don't know. But I'm not getting an 18-foot sumbitch, because that would just snap instantly from any winds, because the winds are just too strong up there, and we do get stormy days. We don't get massive hurricanes. That winds are pushing 300 plus miles an hour. We do get storms that are pushing fucking damn near 90, if not more. I don't think we had anything super bad this year. I think we had at least 1 or 2 big storms. Yeah, because it knocked over a couple of trees in my yard, which, well, they're probably rotten to begin with. They were rotten anyway, but I don't know. I have to go back on my storm videos, I guess, and see what I made for this year, but I'm just not going to do that. So I'm not getting an 18-foot. I don't know why this 3-footer one couldn't work, or why it couldn't. Well, yeah, why it couldn't work. Because it's a shorty. It's only 3 feet tall, but that one guy said that he's got his on a tall pole, and he says he goes about 15 to 20 miles away with it. Well, at the height that it would be on this fucking thing, it should go at least a mile. That's all I need. More would be nice. Don't get me wrong, it would be nice, but for what I'm going to use it for, I don't need to go 20 miles out. you know. So that there should be perfect. And I guess if I have to go, if I need to go a little higher, I probably could just shove another pipe inside of this pipe and just clamp it on there, and that probably would work. But the thing is too is that it's gonna get so late in the freaking year now that you can't be climbing on top of the roof with ice and snow on top of there. It's an accident waiting to freaking happen. So once the ice starts to form and snow starts to fly, I'm just gonna call it quits. I'll just buy what I think I need, and I'll have to sit and wait until spring. So, because I don't climb on top of my roofs during the wintertime. I have done it, and it's scary as fuck. I don't really have a problem too much being on top of roofs. It's just that the ladder that we use to get on top of my roof, because I go to the farm and I get that wooden one. Well, fuck, that damn thing bows so damn much on me. And I'm almost 230 pounds, and I don't know what the hell that wooden ladder is rated for, but when I climb on it, it's got quite a bend to it. And then when my uncle climbs on it, it barely moves, because, well, he's so damn light, and he's so skinny, so I'm fat. And fat people with wooden ladders, I don't think, mix. I don't want to find out, so I stay away from it. I make my uncle climb up there and do all the work, because, I don't need to fall and break my neck again, or, break something else. I've broken enough bones, I don't need to do any more. So I got enough damage done to my body. I don't think I need to do any more to it. So until I get a good ladder that I can trust, I'm thinking like a Little Giant, like one of those ladders, those A-frame ladders. It's a multi-purpose ladder. Those are definitely more, I think, what I would like, and plus they're rated for 300 pounds on each side, so they should be. I'm not quite 300 pounds yet, so it should support me fine without even bending. And it's made out of aluminum, so it's lighter and a little bit stronger too. But the one I was looking at was only a 17-footer. I think when fully extended out, because it's one of those extending ladders, and it's also an A-frame ladder. You can do multiple things with it. So until I can get myself one of those, I'm not climbing on top of my roof with that wooden ladder. I've already shat my pants so many times climbing on that ladder. It ain't funny. So I didn't have a problem climbing on roofs when I was a little kid. But then again, I was a little kid and I was lighter. So that wooden ladder never freaking was bending on me. Because when we lived back at the farm, I was climbing on top of that house, cleaning the snow off the roofs and, seeing what my uncle was doing up there, because he was checking stuff out. And I always climbed up there with him, because for one, I was lighter back then. Now I'm so freaking heavy. Well, if I lose some weight, maybe it would help, but I don't know. It's just until I can get something to my liking, I'm not going to climb on top of roofs anymore. It's just, I filled my pants so many times over the years. It's just living here, I don't want to do that. So yeah, you guys tell me what you think of that base station antenna. That's the only thing I think I can do. I thought the 102 inch does work. It's just that it's not going out that damn far. So I don't know. I mean, we did waterproof everything for the connectors and stuff. We did get some extra. We got some sealing tape. It like sticks to itself. It's like a rubber tape. It basically sticks to itself, and you just pull it really tight, and it makes a watertight seal. So I did what I could for the connector. My uncle thinks that's probably wasn't really the problem. He thinks it was on top of that where the antenna spring gets screwed in. He says it looked like there was getting to be some crap up there. So we waterproofed that as well. So basically, I don't know if that's what caused me to lose some of my weather channels or not, but he says that they'll always probably come and go anyway. Because even on the weather radio, they come and go. It's just something to do with the weather and the way things are going in the atmosphere and stuff. It messes up the signals, and sometimes I'll lose stations. It's just the way it's going to be, unless you live right next to one. Unless you live right next to it, but we don't. So, but it doesn't really matter anyway for the weather stuff on the CB. I didn't really buy the CB just for that purpose. I have a weather radio, so I don't need it on the CB, but I just figured, if the CB has it, I might as well get some use out of it, but I mean, it'll come and go as it wants, so the main thing is the CB, and that's what's not working. It's working within 500 feet, but I can't hear her. I'm not sure why I couldn't hear her, but the radio was telling me that there was someone talking. So I don't know. But I don't think it's the power. It's got to be the antenna, but it should work. But maybe it's just a poor grounding system. But like I said, we did add on some extra bit of piece of metal to it. So it's, I mean, we added those. Well, I got some right here. These are actually the other pieces that These are the other pieces that I didn't put on. That was what was supposed to make it 6 feet, but we didn't put them on because they would just they droop too much. Then I figured it was going to snap. One big wind gust and they'd probably snap and it'd be useless. So, but it might help a little bit, but it's not performing. It's not even going to the farm. So I guess the next step is to get that base station antenna. That's the only thing I can think of, but I want your guys' opinion on it. If no one tells me anything, then I'm just going to buy it. You know, I mean, if people are not going to leave their opinions, well, I'll figure it out on my own then. That's, I guess, the only thing I could do. But it is nice to hear some feedback, but I guess you just look it up on YouTube, which I have done. There is one guy that's uploaded a video on it. And, you know, apparently it works okay for him, so that's the only thing I can do. And I got to get it done hopefully next month. And hopefully it won't be super cold out and blowing snow like crazy, because if it is, then I'm just going to have to forget it, but what are you going to do, right? So, but yeah, so anyways, guys, I guess I'm probably going to take off. I just wanted to get you guys' opinion on that base station antenna. I'll put the link below. I'm either going to put the link to the one on eBay, or if that one's sold out, then I'll probably put one on Amazon, because Amazon seems to have a lot of that shit in stock. eBay doesn't really seem to have them. There's one guy that's selling a few of them, but there's more people, I think, on Amazon than there is on eBay, so you're going to do right. So yeah, you guys tell me what you think. It should be better than nothing. I don't see why it should. That should be a little bit better, I think. And I think it's a no ground plane antenna, so it doesn't need any kind of a grounding system to even work. You just have to tune it and then it works. So, but I'm gonna leave all the grounding shit up there anyway. I ain't gonna bother with it now. So, might do some extra bit of protection to it. I don't know. I might remove them maybe later on if I need to check stuff or whatever. But for now, I'm just gonna leave them. So, yeah. So anyways, guys, I'm going to take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.